sexy lady. I got a right to know if this is mutual. So give me maybe. And I can change your life.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing this look for you. It is a really bright, fun coral look. I've been obsessed with coral all summer long so far. Even my nails are coral and my shirt too, if you can see. So I'm really loving this color this summer. And this tutorial is not designed to be like really complicated, 5 different colors, cut crease, blending, one of those kinds of tutorials. It's a really simple look and it's more meant to show the power of your cream products and how layering them with your powder can really intensify the color. I hope you enjoy this. It's one of my favorite looks. I've been doing it all the time. Let's get started. So already on my face, I'm wearing my MAC Prep and Prime Skin Base. I also have on my MAC Match Master Foundation in 1, which I applied with my Beauty Blender sponge. I'm also wearing my Makeup Forever HD High Definition Powder over my foundation. And I applied that with my Bdellium Tools 957 brush. And I'm also wearing my NARS Matahari blush, which I picked up at the opening of Sephora near my house. And I applied that with my Sonia Kashuk blush brush. First of all, I'm going to use my Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is just the original color. And I'm going to put that on my eyelid. And my face is clean, so I do just take the wand and put it right on my eye. Now make sure that when you're using the primer that you cover the entire area that you're going to be using your product on. So if your eyeshadow is going all the way up to underneath your brow or all the way out past your eyebrow at the tip, make sure your primer is going to cover that entire area. And I normally put on my primer before I put on my foundation, but for the sake of this video I'm putting it on afterwards. And make sure you spread it around and sort of pat it down, but don't rub it completely all the way in. And also make sure you don't let it completely dry before you put the product on, because it will not stick. Next, I'm taking my Makeup Forever Aqua Cream in 9. And I found that if I try to apply this with a brush, it gets clumpy and dries out much faster than if I apply it with my finger. I normally don't apply cream products or any type of eye product with my finger, but in this case, this is the best method of applying it. And I'm going to put that all over my lid. I'm not going to go out on the outer corner too terribly far. And you will see why in a minute. And I'm going slightly up into the crease, slightly past the crease, so that when I go over it and blend another product with it, there'll already be some product there to blend it with. And sometimes cream products are tricky and they dry out really fast when you're applying them, so make sure you're working really fast, and it's okay if you have to apply a few coats to get good coverage. And for getting into the crease and on the lower lash line, if you need a more precision way of applying that than your finger, you can use a small brush, and I'm using my Sonia Kashuk brush for this. And all I'm doing is picking up a little bit of the product and using it to put the color on my inner corner and on the lower lash line, since my finger is too big and it would smudge everywhere if I try to do it with my finger. Next, I'm going to take an eyeshadow from my Inglot Freedom System palette. This is my matte 366, and it's a really pretty like pink coral color, and I'm just using my e.l.f. Cosmetics eyeshadow brush to apply this. And all I'm doing is packing it onto the brush, and what I'm going to do is, before the Makeup Forever Aqua Cream dries completely, I'm going to use this to pack it on top of the cream so that it intensifies the color and also sets the cream. And I'm also going to take the color and blend it out past where the cream is, into the crease, and especially on the outer corner, because that's going to help me when I go in with my other powder color on top of it. It's going to help it blend better, because after the cream dries, it's not going to blend as well with other powders. So like I said, I'm taking the color past a little bit where the cream was, and I'm also going to do this down on the lower lash line as well. Next, I'm going to take my Pure Minerals Fluffy Utility Brush, and I'm going to use my Cailyn Cosmetics Shimmer Powder in Water Lily. And I picked this up at IMATS New York this year. I didn't have any experience with Cailyn Cosmetics before that, and I'm very, very, very pleased with their products and their brand in general. So I'm going to take some of that and sort of pack it onto the brush. And I'm going to take that and blend it up and over the powder that I just put over the Aqua Cream. And it might not pick up on camera, but this makes a very nice like faded look. The cream shadow and the Inglot that's on my lid is very bright and intense, and the Cailyn powder is a little bit lighter, so it makes this nice fading effect from darker to lighter. And I noticed that I got a little more on that eye than was on my other eye, so all I'm going to do now is just go back and even it up. It's really easy to make mistakes, especially when you're starting out, and everybody does, even professionals. So you can always go back and fix it if you mess up. So now I'm just gonna blend out the color a little bit so it's not as intense up under my brow. And I'm not gonna use a highlight for this because I find that once I blend up the Cailyn loose powder, it makes enough of a highlight for me. Next, I'm going to use another Cailyn product, which I'm very pleased with. I also picked this up at iMats. It's their gel eyeliner in black. And this is really unique because the actual eyeliner screws off of the bottom and the brush is actually contained in the top. And these are nice, small, really stiff brushes. They're a little different from the skinnier brushes like the MAC eyeliner brush. And I actually prefer this to those types of brushes and putting on my eyeliner now. So I'm going to take a little bit of this and put it on the brush, and I'm just going to start applying my eyeliner. I start out in the middle of the lid usually, especially this is helpful if you've put too much liner on your brush and you want a really thin line on your inner corner. But what happens is if you put too much product on your brush to start out with and you go straight for the inner corner, you could glob a bunch on there and smear it all over your inner corner and have a really thick line that you didn't want. And for me, my eyelids have lots of creases in them, so I have to pull my eyelid out in order to apply my liner. And I sort of messed up the wingtip on the other side of my eye. It's kind of bumpy if you didn't notice, so with this one I'm going to try to make it a little bit straighter. It's really easy to mess up the wingtips and get them uneven on, and an asymmetrical on both sides of your eye. It just really takes practice, and you have to keep adjusting and adjusting and adjusting. And even if you're experienced with putting on gel eyeliner, it's still very easy to make a mistake. So don't worry about it. You can always fix it. You can always go over a line to smooth it out if you mess up. And sorry, my mirror keeps falling. I do wear glasses, so when I don't have my glasses on, which obviously I can't have them on to apply my eye makeup, I have to be really, really, really close to a mirror or else I cannot see. Even if I'm a foot away from the mirror without my glasses, I cannot see a thing. I'm as blind as a bat, so I have to get really, really close to a mirror in order to apply my makeup. And now, you don't have to do this. Sometimes I choose to do it, sometimes I don't. On the inner corner, I'll make a little point pointing down. It sort of creates an interesting shape for the eye. And you don't have to do that. You don't even have to take your eyeliner all the way into the inner corner of your eye. And now I'm just going back and lining the bottom. And I don't try to get that line particularly precise, because it just kind of creates a smokier blended effect if you don't try to make the line razor sharp. So I'm going back in and trying to clean up that point some. It gets really tricky, especially if there's a clump of eyeliner on your brush. It can really mess up a nice precise line. So always make sure that you go in when you dip your brush, you sort of wipe the sides off on the side of the jar so that you can make sure you have a nice smooth application. You're going to get a precision line. And now I'm just going back and trying to match up my cat eye point with the other eye. And this does get very tricky depending on the angle that you're looking at, how you stretch your lid when you're applying it. And like I said, it's okay if you mess up. The cat eye is very tricky to get symmetrical for both eyes. So practice makes perfect. And for me, I don't mind thicker eyeliner, so I can always, if I mess up or make a line crooked or take it out too far or up or down too far, I just go and add more to it and make the line thicker in order to correct it. And this time I'm not connecting the liner on the outer corner of my eye, like the top with the bottom liner. You can do that too if you want to create like a more Arab eye look and a more intense eye. And I'm also going to line my waterline with the same Cailyn gel eyeliner. Now be warned that some gel eyeliners, depending on how your skin is and just how you are, might irritate your eye. Like I cannot use the MAC gel liner to line my waterline. It irritates my eye, but I've had no problem with the Cailyn liners irritating my eye. So it depends on the product, the ingredients, the formula, and your eye. And remember, try not to line your eye with liquid liner because that will definitely irritate your eye. So I have to put my glasses on to go back and check and make sure that everything looks even. And I'm going to go back and fix up my eyeliner a bit. Like I said, it's always a work in progress. You'll notice that everything looks perfect, and then you'll notice that there's like a bump or a line's not straight or smooth. So you can always go back and fix any mistakes. And always make sure you don't forget to put the cap back on any of your cream or gel products because they will dry out. Even with the cap on, they'll dry out really easily. And to finish it off, I'm going to take my Bad Gal Lash by Benefit and use that for my mascara. I can imagine that fake lashes would look really good with this look, especially some sugar pill lashes, but since I wear glasses and if I put 2 coats of mascara on, my lashes already touch my glasses, so I can't really wear fake lashes, but I can imagine that you could make this look even better if you got some sugar pill fake lashes and added it to this look. And also, I forgot to mention, if you got any fallout from the eyeshadow, use a big fluffy brush to get it off of your face. Don't try to wipe it off, especially if you're using a color like, you know, hot pink, purple, orange, yellow. You don't want it smeared all over your face. So take a big fluffy brush and use that to clean all the fallout off of your face. To make this look even better, I'm going to kick it up with a bright coral lip. And here I have Makeup Forever's Lip Line Perfector. And this is a clear lip liner, which is fantastic if you want to avoid that like penciled on, like tattooed looking lined lip that a lot of people get on mistake. And some people do it on purpose, and that's fine. But if you want to avoid that lip liner look, this is an excellent option and it really does work. So I'm just going to take and carefully line my lips all the way around. And once you see the product I'm going to be using, you will understand why I am taking the time to line my lips. Next, I'm going to take my Burt's Bees, and this is my replenishing lip balm with the pomegranate flavor, and I'm going to moisturize my lips. For the next product I'm going to be using, it's very helpful to moisturize your lips before applying it. And my lips are already very dry, so I'm going to definitely make sure I moisturize extra. And it's always helpful, especially when applying several layers of different lip products, to make sure you blot. Like, you can just get a paper towel or just something laying around or a tissue, and make sure you blot between layers. Next, I'm going to take my OCC Precision Lip Brush, and yep, you know what's coming next. I'm going to grab my OCC Lip Tar in Grandma, and these are absolutely fantastic and highly pigmented. This is why I lined my lip and moisturized it. They recommend doing both when you apply this product. So I'm going to take a little bit on the brush, and if you can see, I only have a little bit. And it's going to go a long way, and the camera is not going to pick up the color of it really, but if you can see that little bit on my brush, I'm just taking slightly bit more, is going to do almost my entire bottom lip. And I just squeeze a little dab like directly on the brush instead of putting it on the back of my hand. It will stain and stay there for a little while if you put it on the back of your hand. And I'm going to go inside where I lined my lips. And don't ever apply product on your top lip until you're sure that you don't have enough on the bottom to rub it in with. Normally you can take your lip just after applying the product on the bottom and rubbing it like I'm doing now, rubbing your lips together, and you'll find that you have most of the product you need already. So then you can go in and add a little bit more as you need it and shape your lip. And I kind of make sure I get it on the inside of my lips too. And watch out for your teeth too with this one. It's just so highly pigmented that it'll get everywhere if you don't watch out. And I'm going back through and making sure I get it all on my lips and sort of shaping and filling them in. And definitely make sure you put the cap back on your OCC lip tars because you don't want those drying out, because they are fantastic. Next, I am taking my MAC Dazzleglass in Eurobeat, and I'm going to put that on top of my lip tar. And this is going to sort of help keep the lip tar moist from drying out, and it kind of adds a sparkle to it. And the lip tar sort of mimics the color of my base eyeshadow that I'm wearing, and this MAC lip gloss is sort of more of the color of the powder that I blended in on top. So it kind of incorporates all of the colors. Well guys, that's the look. I hope you're having as much fun with coral this summer as I am, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!